Hello everyone, welcome to Maryland's Tarot Take. It's a beautiful day here in the States. Sun shining, 50s, wonderful spring day. Great day to bring you this fabulous deck, Wild Enchantments by Nathanial Hughes and Fiona Owen. This deck was brought to my attention by Kathy from Nothing So Strange. She mentioned it to me in a chat we were having, and I went and looked at it and immediately ordered it. Had to have it. I will say right up front that this is way above my head because it is dealing with herbalism and such. I know some plants, but that's about as far as it goes. So this is going to be a great adventure for me. It looks like a great study deck. So I'm going to start by spending a little bit of time in the book itself because it's important that we know who the authors are and why they did this and what they're about and their history of it. So let's start there first today. I'm so excited. I'm all aflutter. This is such a beautiful book. It's Rose Petal. Oh, and I do love rose petals so much. And the gilding. Oh, look at that. Weeds in the Heart is a series that they have. And if you Google that, you can find them, but I will put a link on it in my video notes. I'm not going to read the back because I want to read the preface first because that really encapsulates what's happening here. We invite you into a liminal space, a space where your dreams and your experience of the physical world might dance together, infusing each other with wisdom, insight, and purpose. My and Fiona's aim is to distill some of the insights gained from decades of experience of plant meetings, initiation, and healing into doorways that invite you to step deeper into relationship with plants. Boundaried by the medium of book publishing, my doorways are of story, phrase, and word. Fiona's are of visual beauty. Through these, we hope to inspire you to find the living plants and allow all your senses to be touched, to smell, to touch, to feel, to hear, to seek out the presence and discover your own relationships. We honor the other than human, the consciousness, wisdom, and intelligence that we are surrounded by. We invite them to inspire and teach us. We honor all of you who do everything you can to nurture and protect the plants, trees, land, and ecosystems of this earth. This is a time to step up, speak for voices unheard, act where actions is needed, and inspire others. The plants can help us dream into a future where we live in healthy symbiotic relationship with this planet and each other. We already know all of this. We already know how to listen to the plants, the land, how to heal ourselves, how to live well. This knowledge is our birthright, embedded deep in the ancestral wisdom we carry in every cell. The plants simply remind us if we are ready to listen. And also by Nathanial Hughes and Fiona Owen are The Intuitive Herbalism and Weeds in the Heart. So that's just so beautifully said, so beautifully said. And she grew up in Stroud. I'm going to read about that in a minute. And she included her hand-drawn and painted map of Stroud. Isn't that beautiful? So now I'm going to read a little bit about them because, again, I do think it's important that we know a little background on them. About Nathanial and Fiona. Fiona Owen was born and grew up in Wales and has lived, painted, and grown plants in Stroud valleys for 42 years. Her lifelong fascination with nature has always been the inspiration for her work. Her gilded panels of oil on gesso endeavored to capture the genus loci, the wild spirit of place, plant, and animal. Fiona is a practicing ovate and follows the solitary path of the Owenidian, there we go, the ancient Welsh druidic caste who gained insight and inspiration through dreaming with plants. Her illuminations are an evolution of this, a process she calls drawing out the dreaming. The moon is a constant presence whose power and influence affect all nature. Magical symbolism is woven through each painting in the form of sacred geometry, ancient Celtic symbols, totemic animals, and Welsh myths. creating living invocations of the ancient green magic of our land, inviting the viewer to transcend everyday reality and enter through a visual portal to connect with the alternative reality of Dreamtime. Nathanial Hughes trained as a medical herbalist and chemist before exploring the wider realms of spiritual healing and bodywork. He founded the School of Intuitive Herbalism, which trains herbalists with highly somatic, entirely plant-centered approach in 4 to 7 year trainings. In practice, he works in the realms of somatic experience, guiding people into listening to their own body so that they can discover their own path of healing. In teaching, his passion is in helping guide people into receiving the plant's teachings directly through a combination of ritual, dream work, somatic awareness, and practical herbalism. He has a passion for rekindling the scattered wisdom of these lands through the plants and the deep remembering that we can all access through our bodies and dreams. Isn't that wonderful? Wild Enchantments online resources, wildenchantments.org.uk is another area to reach their works. Again, here's the lovely map. That's gorgeous. Brings it right home. So back to the book itself. They do have cautionary notes here, and I imagine it has to do with working with the herbs with teas and such. But there's the table of contents is the plants will stretch you, what it would mean if plants became our teachers. Radical plant wisdom, plants can help us weave new myths. This is not a book of cures, it's a book of doorways, lyrical invitations to help deepen your own relationships, remembering and rekindling lost wisdom found in our body knowing, doorways to intimacy, a hall of mirrors, cycling with the moon, lemniscates of intimacy, 3 cauldrons, plant, pilgrim, server, liminal awakening, creativity and play, and then we have oracle wisdom, simple approaches to working with the plants, and wisdom cards. In the front, she does he and she. I'm not really sure to attribute what to who, so maybe I'll just say they. They've included each card as a reference and the page that it falls on. This begins with the plants will stretch you. If you allow them to, if you invite them in, the plants will stretch you, which is a lovely, lovely chapter. Radical plant wisdom. We are at pivotal moment. Global capitalism continues to expand despite the severe harm caused both by the planet and the inhabitants. At the same time, more people are becoming aware of the deep wounds left by the colonial practices which persist to this day. So that's a little bit of a statement there that we need to get back to honoring our plant and our plant wisdom. This is not a book of cures. It is a book of doorways, which I just love that. Love that. Your path is unique to you. Remembering and rekindling. In this chapter, I'll introduce a section of approaches to walk this path. Given the scope of this book, these can only serve as introductions, but each approach holds unlimited potential. Look at all the dance of the moon, the cycle of the moon pertaining to the plant, the dance of projection, our herbal hall of mirrors. I know in England you say herbal. Here in the States, that H is silent. Cycling with the moon, 3 cauldrons, the cauldron of inspiration, the cauldron of vocation, the cauldron of warming. This is just going to be fascinating. Lemniscates of intimacy, plant pilgrim server, creativity and play, liminal awakening, oracle wisdom, and then we have the 3 cauldrons, how the different plants meet the different aspects, how these cauldrons are or aren't aligned, which seem clearer and which more vague, how alive or dormant, hidden each feels. Then we have the 4 directions that you can work with. And the ancient teachers of the land, it begins. And for each card, we'll start here with the Angelica. There is so much information. In the marshy meadows at the sides of the canals, Angelica stands tall, striking in the watery settings with their umbrella of white-green flowers and strong hollow stems. Then it goes on to give some basic meaning of the card architectures of light, demanding our vibrant uprightness, opening the clear bright doorways, to part lost in darkness, reminding our spirit how to fly. And a lot of information. So there's 3 pages, 4, 5 pages, 6, 7 for this particular card, which might be daunting for some, but if you don't know too much about these individual plants, this will help tremendously. Light bringer, dragon's breath, awakening pulse, angel wings. So much information. Here's the bluebell. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6 pages for that. Beautiful, and so beautifully done. So this will be a study book for sure. Definitely a study book, and quite a bit of information as far as the chemistry of the plants in the back. Safety and self-care. Getting support. Talk to a friend. So in the end notes, there's quite a bit of additional information. And again, it does have the chemistry. Here's the chemistry of a dandelion. Here's the chemistry of the fern. So if you're looking into the how they actually work as far as in our system, that's fabulous. So as you can see, this is an outstanding book, reference book. And just looking at it is just an experience. This whole deck is an experience. So let's get to the cards. Wild Enchantments. Lovely box. It's the lovely gilding. And in my camera, sometimes it's going to look silver, sometimes it's going to look gold. In the daylight, it looks like silver. It comes with a nice reference sheet here. So if you want just a quick reference as to the meaning of the cards, they've got the cards in order. There are no words on the cards. There are no numbers on the cards. And I think that's basically so you'll learn the plant. I think that was an intentional thing, that you're going to have to look it up and look into the plant. It's also got on the cards, which I'll show you, it has a reference for the Owen, however you want to pronounce that. It has a rune reference, and it also has a planetary reference. So that's also nice. So this is, I'll keep this handy, but this is really nice to work with. Very nicely done. So let's look at the cards. They are so gorgeous. Nice sturdy box. Beautifully done. Just look at that. And they're a beautiful cardstock. A little bit thicker. You can hear it. Oh, beautiful. And it's your basic larger oracle. Most oracles seem to be larger. So this is the standard tarot size. So it is bigger. But it's a great cardstock. Just beautiful. And this extra card came with it. Isn't that beautiful? It's not one of the cards in the deck. This is an extra card. I have it right here on my tarot table. Gorgeous. Ugh, what a lovely thing to include. So I'm very pleased, very pleased. Okay, we'll get into the cards. I think, let me pause this for just a moment. Okay, there I had to pause. My Great Dane decided to come into the room, and I thought, well, we'll just maybe make her leave for just a minute. So I had to make dog movement to get the dog out of the room. She's such a sweet, wonderful dog. Love her to pieces. So let's get started on the cards. Beautifully done, as you can see. Look at this. No name, so you're going to have to learn them. But this is Angelica. Don't know anything about Angelica. And if you look at the guide here, it will give you Lightbringer, Awakening Pulse, Breathing Word, Dragon's Breath, Bright Expansion. And then the Om is Fern. The rune is Fehu. And then it has the sun as the planetary symbol or astrologic symbol. So you could, if you know your runes, which I have to look them up still, and the Oghams, I'm not as Ogham, I'm not as familiar with, so there's reference in the book that helps you with that. So you could always turn this over. And if we look at Fern and Fehu, Fehu is cosmic force, flow, and abundance. That's the rune. And then Fern, which is the alder tree, endurance, defense, rootedness, and groundedness. So as you can see, this is a nice little reference piece here. So that's Angelica. Isn't that beautiful? These cards are just an experience. You can just fall right into them. Oh, and that's just the first one. Okay, then we have Bluebell. Gorgeous. Isn't that just beautiful? Oh my. Barrage, which I know nothing about. And for those of you that know more about herbs and plants, and you'll be more familiar with some of these, and some of these plants may not be indigenous to where I live in the United States too. So, but look at that, the sacred geometry here. There's a beehive and a bee. There's lots of little subtle images in there. More bees. Just absolutely beautiful. I'll try not to linger. It's hard for me to just move on with each card because I just want to stop and stare at it forever. This is Barrage. Not familiar with that. I know so many of you will be, but again, the sacred geometry. We got almost spiderwebby here. Just gorgeous. And the Oghams and the rune and the... For this one, it is Fear... This is Barrage. Yes. This is Fear again. This is... No, this is Bramble. Sorry. This is Bramble. We just did this. We just did Barrage. Yeah. Sorry. This is Bramble. Bramble, this is Muin, Manaz, and Mars. Up here. Isn't that gorgeous? Chamomile. Got the sheep. I believe those are swallows. Oh, beautiful. Clary. I've got some clary sage. I don't know if that's the same thing, but I do have clary sage oil. Birthing, yell, joyfulness, joyful eros, fertile aliveness, divine lover, ecstatic muse. Gorgeous. Cleavers. Another one I'm not familiar with. Crystal rivers, water snake, subtle spiral, fluid self, bright harmony. Gorgeous. Dandelion. We all know dandelions. I'm letting mine grow this year. I am not pulling them up. The bees need them. We need the bees and the bees need them, so mine are growing. Elder. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful. Fennel. Oh, I just want to stare at each one forever. Fern. Got the badgers in there. Gorgeous. Another spider web. Beautiful. Fly agaric. Do not know this. Obviously, it's a type of a mushroom. Dreamweaver. Mycelial power. Pathfinder beyond ego. Isn't that? Look at the stag. Just beautiful. The sacred geometry in the center. Oh. such an experience with each card. Hawthorn, Hedgerow Elder, Guardian, Beltane's Gateway, Heart's Meaning, Deep Sustenance. So beautiful. Horsetail, got the cranes. I'm moving them around a little bit so you can see all the different lighting. Sometimes hard when there's a lot of gilding on there, not get glare. Horsetail. Nope. Just did horsetail. We're going on to Lady's Mantle. Isn't that a beautiful card with the rainbow? Butterfly. Oh, so beautiful. Look at the sky. Oh. Okay, now we've got Lemon Balm. Got some moths there. Beehive again. Marigold. Some chickens. Beautiful card. Just beautiful. Mallow. Oh, there's a little mouse. Another one. Some butterflies. Beautiful. Letting go, yielding grip, embodied tides, warm sensuality, coming home. Beautiful. Meadowsweet. Isn't that gorgeous? Dream Dancer, Maiden's Threshold, Musky Dreaming, Heart Softener, Liminal Doorway. Gorgeous. This is Negtal, not sure I'm saying that right, Ing, and Jupiter. And then she does have different moon phases up here in this corner. I forgot to mention that. Mistletoe. Isn't that beautiful? Got the sheep. I don't know if that's a wren. And apples. Just beautiful. Mugwort. Got the owls. Gorgeous. I mean, you could just have this be a card of the day easily. Have it on your table, your desk at work. It's just, every card is an experience. Just beautiful. Okay, mullein. Lots of medicinal uses for that, I believe. Gorgeous. I think these are hawks up here, I believe. Little bunny. Oh, I just can't get over how beautiful these cards are. And this is Nettle. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh. And again, depends on your lighting. Some they get a little bleached out at certain angles, so I'll move them around a little bit. Beautiful. I have a toad down here. Butterfly. Gorgeous. Little insects under the ground. And that's Nettle. Poppy. Sleep Whisperer, Death Doorway, Awakened Dreams, Pleasure's Shadow. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my goodness. Gorgeous.
Someone is at the front door.
Well, evidently someone's at my front door. I don't know if you heard that or not. Okay, this is, let's turn this over, Primrose. Beautiful. Got a crow. Isn't that just gorgeous? Oh my goodness. Wild Rose. This is what's on the front of the box, or front of the book. Isn't that just gorgeous? Beautiful. Just beautiful. St. John's wort. Got a little lizard down here. I don't know if these are doves. Can't see what those are. Beautiful. Love it. Oh, they're so beautiful. Just fabulous. Just fabulous. And look at silver birch. I'm thinking this is one of my favorites. I don't know why. It's kind of an icy card, but it's just, I like birch. Love birch trees. Always did. Oh, look at that. Got the deer here. Such a peaceful card. Beautiful. Just gorgeous. Valerian. We've got the swans flying up ahead. We've one down here in the water. And for Valerian, it's letting go, sensual surrender, deep rest, slow motion, earthly riches. And Mercury is the planet for this one. Isn't that just beautiful? Oh. Vervain. Love the colors. And each one is just so unique and individual on all the detail. Love the sacred geometry. Love it. Isn't that gorgeous? Ugh. All right, we have wild garlic. That's beautiful. I have quite a bit of that comes up in my yard. Beautiful. I have no grass. I have all gardens in the front and the back. Butterfly plants, grasses. So no mowing for us. The wood anemone, forest guardian, light bringer, fey invitation, and breezes caress. Beautiful. Wormwood. Final card. Courageous will, fierce boundaries, determination, purging the old and awakened warrior. Gorgeous. We've got the crow, we've got a bird skull, owl. Isn't that beautiful? What an experience this deck is. I just am so glad. Thank you, Kathy, from Nothing So Strange, for bringing this to my attention. I know I just went through these cards, but oh my gosh, they're just... I really don't know that I've ever seen a more beautiful deck. The detail and the gilding and all the different elements that she's brought in. There's so much to learn from each card and so much detail in the book. This whole system is so well done. It's just, again, it's an experience. I highly recommend getting this deck and book. It's just so worth it. Look at that. Oh. Love, love, love it. Just the best. and very unique. There's not, maybe there's something else out there like it, but I sure haven't seen it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough as much as I did. This deck is just amazing. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's so timely. We need to think back to our times that were simpler, our times when we weren't distracted by so much going on in the world, all the technology and that I'm utilizing right now to bring you this. But to get back to basics, get back to earth energy, get back to what we know within ourselves, to get back to, like he mentioned, at the cellular level, we know all this. We can get back to this, and this deck can bring us there. So I hope you enjoyed this. I am grateful that you stopped by to take a look at this video. And I also hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. It's Saturday here when I'm doing this. Again, it's a beautiful day. So I'm going to go back out into the garden and do a few things I need to do now. And I will see you soon. Bye for now.